Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's regular council meeting on Tuesday, July 22nd. The meeting was called to order at 100 Civic Center Parkway in the council chambers. We begin our meeting with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we move on to our announcements. And on this meeting date, we also had some awards and some recognition. Our upcoming meetings, council meetings, scheduled for Monday, August 4th at 6:30 p.m. All of our meetings are on Tuesday, but because August 5th is the first Tuesday in August when we usually have our Night to Unite, and a celebration throughout the whole community. So our meeting is held on Monday, August 4th at 6:30 p.m. And then the next council meeting is Tuesday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. We also have a work session that's scheduled for Monday, August 11th at 6:30 p.m. And again, all of our meetings are on Tuesday, but because we have an election on August 12th, Tuesday, August 12th, our meeting is held on Monday because the law does not allow us to hold meetings during an election. So the elections, primary elections, are held on Tuesday, August 12th, and our meeting, work session meeting, is scheduled for Monday, August 11th at 6:30 p.m. And the next work session is on Tuesday, September 9th at 6:30 p.m. We also have a special council meeting that's scheduled for Friday, August 15th at 8 a.m., and that is to canvass the primary election. And then I want to also make sure that all of our citizens know about truth and taxation meetings. And those meetings, the one that is coming up is the adoption of the maximum tax levy, and that's on Tuesday, September 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Then we go on to really doing the deep dive into the budget, and we have our department budget presentations on Tuesday, October 28th at 6:30 p.m. We have a budget work session on Monday, November 10th at 6:30 p.m., another budget work session on Tuesday, November 25th at 6:30 p.m., and then we adopt a budget and a final tax levy on Tuesday, December 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Want to make sure that everybody knows that everyone is welcome to come to the council work session, and if anyone wants to speak at any of those items, please let me know, and I will recognize you at the meeting to speak at the appropriate time. And then we had recognitions of service for commissioners who have served our community. And please tune into the City Council meeting and hear those commissioners that are retiring from commissions, and we're so very grateful for the contributions that they have made in advising myself and members of the council on items with regard to Parks and Natural Resource, Economic Development, and Planning Commission, and so forth. So thank you to all of those commissioners. Please tune in and see that recognition. We also had a recognition of Good Samaritan by our police chief, Eric Giesecke. Please tune in and hear the recounting of what Mr. Mark Salco did and awarded him the Good Samaritan Award, and hear Chief Giesecke's remarks. So tune into the City Council meeting. It's at the front end of the meeting. And then we move on to citizens' comments, and we had one citizen who came before the City Council to speak to us regarding an effort that he is spearheading. Mr. Kevin Grass from Oakland Drive is looking at the lines of the school districts, and he's going to be initiating a movement on redrawing the school district lines between 191 and 196. So he wanted us to hear about that, and you want to hear his remarks, please tune into the City Council meeting and hear Mr. Grass's remarks about what he is doing. There were no additions to the final agenda, and then we move on to the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We approved claims listing, and we accepted and approved the resolution for all of the donations and grants to the city in the second quarter. We authorized funding for freeway landfill closure professional service, and we approved the amend engineering professional service pool to include SL Serco. And we approved the resolution declaring the cost to be assessed and ordered the preparation of proposed assessment rolls on city projects. We also approved the termination of development contract and plan unit development agreement for a portion of River Valley Commons. We approved the application. This item was pulled, the application for Freedom Enterprise, LLC, for a conditional use permit amendment for a time extension to complete the building expansion at 200 Highway 13, Frontage Road North. We were asked to approve the findings of fact and conditional use permit. This item was pulled by the applicant. It came to the City Council with a unanimous approval with the conditions from staff. The applicant pulled this and came before the City Council to ask for an extension from the 3 years that staff had given for them to complete the project. They had a 10-year extension, and then they wanted to extend it again for another 10 years. Staff recommended 3 years. That was reviewed, and the public hearing was held at the Planning Commission. They pulled it because they wanted us to consider. We, on the City Council, came to a conclusion and a compromise that will go with 5 years, but they will have to, in 3 years, bring in the concept plan for the building expansion. And in 2019, the final plans to complete the expansion of the building. So please tune in to the City Council meeting and hear the discussion around this item and the resolution. So this item was approved with modifications on the finding of fact and also the conditions. So that item was approved with conditions placed on it. Tune into the City Council meeting and hear the discussion. That was the end of the consent agenda, and there were no items on the regular agenda, and the meeting was then adjourned. I'd like to remind everyone that council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m. and midnight. And City Council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me, and continue to make a difference.